is the 2-liter bottle made with duct tape. This particular bottle, I cut a section on and it actually almost split it. So this particular one, I just was testing to see about the strength of the duct tape. It's been holding for a couple of hours. Seems to be, no problem there. It's real fast to put together, and it is very, very, very quick, cheap. Not a lot of extra stuff involved. It's easy. The next one is this one. This is a 2.5-liter bottle. This one I rigged up a suspension system with some eyelets as well as a spreader at the top so that you could get in here and do whatever, pour more water. Of course, your filter would attach there. This one seems to be way too complicated. When you get it took down, it's very easy to get all the rope wrapped up around itself, and although it works, once you get it hung up, it's very complicated while you're trying to hang it up. It does work, which is a benefit, but it's a little complicated. I believe some sort of a hybrid of this and the duct tape may be a good option, but this was our second attempt at the water filter container. And then we have this one. This is an uncut Sprite bottle, and I use this one because the center part here is smaller around this portion, and so I could just put one strap and it would hold the bulbous part at the bottom would hold it, and then of course I just came up and tied it here to a D-ring, or a key ring actually. Now this one I wanted to test because I was afraid we may have a vacuum problem with a sealed bottle, and I believe a sealed bag would do the same thing. So here we've got the Sawyer Mini water filter, and you'll notice if you squeeze it, you get great flow, and the bags are the same way. But because of the vacuum, this one just has a slow drip. If you were wanting to actually just use this as a gravity-fed option, it's not going to work very well. The good thing about this one, however, is that you do have the option with this to actually take the bottle off of the hook and invert it and screw your water filter on after you fill the bottle. Whereas with this option, with the open container, you're going to have to actually fill this while your water filter is screwed onto the bottom. And the problem is that your clean water end of the filter is exposed to whatever source of water you're getting the water from. So, of course, from that situation, you may contaminate the clean water end of the filter. I believe what I would do to combat that problem is to actually get a non-lubricated condom and roll over the end of it, and maybe put a rubber band here to keep it from getting water on the filter whenever you actually fill this container. Or the same thing with the duct tape container. Either one of those work well, and of course, having the open design, there's not going to be a flow problem. Now, one thing I ran into here was I wanted to pre-filter the water. With this design here, I cannot pre-filter at all because of the eyelets and the rope and the cut in the the kind of detailed cut in the bottle. There's just no way to actually get what I'm using is a pair of knee-highs, women's pantyhose, to actually pre-filter it, and I just can't get it to roll over this and work right. This I can pre-filter. I just have to basically roll the knee-high over this and stick a portion of it down in the bottle, and it works well. This one, this particular version, I cannot pre-filter, but I know I can do it. I believe what I'll have to do is double side this tape and move this band down here. If I double side this, then there'll be a gap between the 2-liter bottle and the duct tape strap holding it, starting about here. And then in that case, I can roll a knee-high over the opening here and pre-filter the water that goes into this jug with a set of knee-highs. So that will also work well. Either one of these will be able to be used with a pre-filter. So far, this particular design seems to be the fastest to put together, the cheapest, and of course, the easiest to repair. I mean, I think, as ugly as it is, I don't know. I think the duct tape may work best. I have one more bottle I'm going to try to put together something on and use a pre-filter with it. But this is at least what we're at right now, and you can see here, not filtering at all. Got to squeeze it to get a little filter out of it. That's not necessarily a problem. It's just it has to be tended more. And I really was wanting something you could just sort of set it and forget it. But really, this also would have its advantages. You could leave it hanging and ready to go and just come over and fill your water cup at any time. It would be basically a freshwater sink out in the, I mean, you wouldn't have of course, a bowl, but fresh running water without having to actually worry about, wasting much of it. But I don't know if you can see, this was full, and hardly any has even come out of this bottle that I lost on the initial pre-filter, and it stopped its vacuum right there. So this one has its challenges. Of course, these would be easily packable. This one, I think I made the handle a little short on this one for it to be very easily packable. Reason being, I wanted to put the jet bowl in these. Of course, the 2-liter bottle, I can't put the jet bowl in very easily anyway, so this one, it really was just kind of a trial run. But this particular one, you can get the jet bowl in there. You have to take the lid off, put the jet bowl in, and then put the lid in there and put the lid back on in there, and it does work well. And it just makes this particular bottle a little more packable without having to crush it. Whereas this, you're either going to have to hang it on the outside of your pack or crush it, or otherwise it's going to take up a lot of space in your pack. But I like this one. I like of course, I have a platypus bottle that rigged up that works just as well, but I have not tried a hanging filter test with it. I assume the same problem will happen with the platypus because there's no vent. There will be an equalization point where it won't filter. So that's where I am.